We're back. It's week two, and we're fully getting into our swing now, picking these spreads. Welcome to another edition where we're going to run you through every single NFL spread and give our opinion on which way the line will fall. A successful week for both of us. Last week, Mike, I picked 10, you picked 9, me at 66%, you at 60%. Off to a good start, which is what we've seen in previous years.
Yeah, I mean, I think last year I was hovering above 60%, quite a way into the season, and then it tails off with injuries, and all that kind of additions at the trade deadline and all kinds of things like that. Form, yeah, it normally tails off, but yeah, pleased to get off to a good start.
Yeah, was there one in particular you liked? I mean, I know for myself, I was quite pleased to pick the Packers over the Lions last week. I just had a good feeling about that. And a trend for me was that some of these teams that have had home field advantage in the past really, it's really gone. I've spoken a while about the Seahawks not having their same crowd up there at Lumen Field, whatever it's called now. But also the Superdome, a terrible, just a lackluster atmosphere there. And some of these fortresses that we once held in high regard are just not very formidable anymore, should we say?
No, no, and yeah, no, I'd agree with that to an extent, certainly with the Saints because
Mm.
they just have no hope at quarterback really, or anywhere on the roster. They badly need a rebuild and just refuse to rebuild. So I imagine that
Yeah.
does a bit of a dent in the enthusiasm down there. Um, but no, I was pleased with the Vikings covering against the Bears. The Bears
Mm.
just unbelievably were favored in that game, which I just was mind boggling to me.
Yeah.
It didn't look good early for us on that one, but yeah, that offense still is working through the kinks there in Chicago. I don't think it's panic stations yet, but obviously after 1 week,
Mm.
but certainly they need to tighten some things up.
Well, talking about home field advantage, I mean, the Bears crowd were well and truly into that to the start of
Yeah.
things. They were raucous at one point, the Bears crowd, but then the energy just left the building as the Vikings started coming back. Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's not as bad as college, where in college these home field crowds really tend to influence the spread a bit more. I guess that's just something I'm going to note going forward is they don't really impact these NFL games that much.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Mm.
maybe come playoff time a little bit more, but yeah, no, I agree. In the regular season, it's not as big an advantage as maybe in other sports, I would say.
Yeah. All right, well, let's after wrapping that one up, let's get into this week without further ado, because there's some big lines this week. Actually, we've got a lot more to work with this week, Mike. I'm quite going to enjoy some of these picks.
Good. I like the sound of that. I like the sound of big, big spreads. Um, so we'll start off with Seattle going into Pittsburgh. I don't know. I think you went first last week, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah,
You
it's
were
you to
keen to
pick.
jump in on that first one last week, so I think I'll take this one then. This is the first time I'm seeing this. I'm just taking a peruse. So the Steelers are a 3-point home favorite. Uh, well, very much on theme with the opening to this chat, Tom. I'm going to take the Seahawks here on the road.
Yep, yep.
Um, Thought that Steelers defense looked old, and it
Hmm.
makes sense. They've got a lot of old players on the defense. The Jets kind of had their way with them on offense. It was really just some magic from Aaron Rodgers that pulled that game out. I thought the Jets played really well, actually. We'll come to them in a bit, but I like the look of that offense in New York. Um, Rodgers took a tremendous amount of punishment in that game, and if he gets hit like that every week, it's going to be a real struggle for them. And the Seahawks defense actually played really well against the Niners.
Yep.
Um, just some lapses at the end there, but I think. Uh, Although it looks like Witherspoon and Julian Love are potential injury threats for this game. Dear me.
Mm.
I'm still going to take the Seahawks anyway. I'm still going to take the Seahawks.
Yeah. I'm not too sold on Sam Darnold there. I think O'Connell really resurrected his career quite nicely last year, but now he's landed in another position. I've still yet to see it from Darnold. He was a bit back to his old self last week. Don't quite like him going to the Steelers, even though you said that defense didn't look good. I'm going to back the home team here. Go for a differ early on and just take the Steelers to to get some turnovers and just do enough to win this game. These are sort of games the Mike Tomlin teams just tend to win, often by not a big margin. So this could be a wash, but I'm going to take the Rodgers-led Steelers to get off to a flyer this season.
Doke. A nice differ early. That's always good.
Yeah.
Set the table here. So the aforementioned Chicago Bears, da Bears,
Oh, oh.
head up to the Lions' place. All you, Thomas, you're on
Hmm. I'm gonna
a
stick
big
with my
line.
theme from last week where I said the Lions have to show me something, and quite frankly, they didn't show me anything last week in that Packers game. They were pretty lackluster. So I'm going to take the Bears to cover the 6.5 there. It's quite a big spread, and I like them keeping it close against a divisional rival. I know the offense had its woes last week, but equally Detroit, their offense was really couldn't get out of first gear. And yeah, this could be an issue if the Lions go 0-2. I said I don't think they're going to get up to their heights they were last year, but if they go 0-2, the alarm bells might be ringing. So I fancy the Bears to at least cover this one and be more competitive than this line suggests. Potential overreaction here to the way the Bears finished that game. I've got to trust a bunch of professional athletes to come together a bit more and remedy those mistakes that were made at the end there against the Vikings. So I'll go Bears.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bears as well, purely because I don't think the Lions are going to be as explosive on offense as they have been in years past.
Yeah,
I watched the all 22 of Jordan Love's performance against the Lions, and I actually thought the defense played okay. And I think they run a tremendous amount of man coverage, which I don't know how many winners do the Bears have against man coverage. I mean,
yeah,
I, I, I think it's a tough ask. The timing and the rhythm didn't look there for Caleb in week one either. So to beat that sticky coverage might be quite a tough ask on the road. So I just think it might be, I'd be looking at under on the points and Lions field goal win, which would then lead me to Bears cover this spread. So that's the way I'm going
okay,
with this one.
yeah. I like that. That's just a bit too much for that spread.
Yeah, I think so. Bit of big overreaction.
Hmm. Hmm. Oof.
All right. Pats Dolphins. This has already got I mean, okay, I really do hate it when people go over the top after week one. But neither of these teams played particularly well in week one. It's not one that I'm desperate to watch, I have to say.
No.
Uh, all kinds of problems with Tyreek Hill. I've dropped him from my fantasy team. I don't know what's going on there. So the Finns are going to have it. Are going to have their backs against the wall here. Bounce back from an absolute trouncing by the Colts. My goodness. Um, I think the Patriots have got to look at that a bit as a bit of a model and see, can we get Drake May doing some of those things, carrying the ball that Daniel Jones was doing? Can we just hammer that run defense again in the way that the Colts did? Maybe they haven't got the horses to do that like the Colts do, but um, oh, Patriots always lose in Miami if it's early in the season though. It's just
Yeah.
gonna be sweltering down there. Now this is a home that is a home field advantage if you've got like a geographical advantage like that.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm going to take, after everything I just said about how bad the Dolphins were, I'm actually going to take them here because of the
Yeah.
conditions. And also, I just don't believe that a Mike McDaniel team will play that badly 2 weeks in a row. I think you might get them up for it. And they're still very much, they just don't have, the Patriots have got a talented young quarterback and just not enough around it at the moment, although the defense was improved.
Yeah, there's been a lot swirling around in the US media this week about the end of an era here in Miami and just everything going off the rails quickly. And I just think this is a perfect time for a Dolphins cover.
Yeah.
As I see a lot of money going on New England to get upset here. I just think it's got Dolphins cover written all over it, this one. If they don't cover here, it might be time to start picking against them in these spreads because I think we both picked them last week against the Colts. So it is do or die time in terms of the spreads. But like you said, the Patriots roster, it's coming together, but it's still not there. The Dolphins have a very good record against teams with losing records. It's against winning teams that the Dolphins consistently can't stuck. So I'm going to back him here to get a touchdown win over the Pats.
Oh, nice. Both agreeing on that one. It's a bit of a faff. They've moved this ticker so it's only on the home screen this year, which is
Hmm.
um, Giants and Cowboys. My goodness. I mean, this is
Giants,
another one.
Cowboys.
This is another one that I'm not that fussed about. Goodness me. Uh,
So this one started at 5. It's come down to 4.5. So that means some money was coming on New York. Um, I don't know why. I, I'd I
that, that,
personally wouldn't. I wouldn't put any hard-earned money on this one, Mike. Good Lord.
no, no.
I
Showing your hand a bit there on how you feel about the Giants.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Cowboys to cover this one, actually. I think it could be a nice touchdown win for the Cowboys. The Giants didn't really show me much. Russell Wilson looks like he's aging out at the quarterback position these days, and good defense, but Dallas just needs to hit a quick slant to CD Lamb or what's Pickens. They got Pickens as well now. I think they've just got a bit too much on the outside there, and those guys could take it against this Giants secondary, I think. So I'm gonna take the Cowboys to win and win big here actually, and give the Giants a thumping in Jerry World.
In the dome that Jerry built. Yeah.
Mm,
I'm going to take the Cowboys as well. I don't know if it'll be a thumping, but I think by a
mm,
touchdown, at
mm.
least. Basically everything you just said. I think they're just more talented football team. The defense isn't great, but the Giants' offense is pathetic with
Mhm.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I just don't see. They need to. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's too early to throw Jackson Dart in, but
Good
I don't know.
Lord, Wilson leads them in rushing.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
right. I mean, that's kind of sums it up. And I think the Cowboys actually impressed me a little bit
Yeah,
against the Eagles in week one. I've seen both sides of that, both offenses in the All 22, and the Cowboys played well. And on another night, they might have beaten the Eagles.
yeah.
So that just implies, on its own, that implies to me they're far too good for the Giants because we drub the Giants twice a year every year. So yeah, I'm going to take the Cowboys here. Please hold, caller, while I get the system working here. Ah,
Oh, a fun game.
fun game.
Wow. Ooh.
Points. Points make prizes. Although, having said that, the Bungles were in a very low scoring one last week.
Yeah,
Um,
you'd watched them in pre-season. I thought they might come out slinging it like they did against the Eagles.
well, they did look good in preseason. I mean, it was that was against our second team, so I should have known better. But
Yeah, it's no,
I think,
it's a typical bungle start to the year.
yeah.
Sorry,
I,
you got a pick. You go.
no, no, it's okay. I think, to be honest, I think that said a lot about the Browns, but we'll talk about the Browns in a bit. I think they showed a bit more than people expected as well, which was good for the Browns.
Yeah.
I'm going to, when is this? Sunday, 1 p.m. US time. Oh, I don't know. This is really hard because I don't know what the Bengals are. I thought the Bengals were going to be explosive on offense and leaky on defense again, and then they got into a defensive slobber knocker with the Browns, and now I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
So you've got to back them. I think you've got to back the Bengals to score enough points to cover this spread. I think. The Jags are a work in progress. I really liked how they ran the ball and used the screen game.
Yeah.
A bit of a Cohen trademark from when he was at Tampa Bay.
Mm.
So that will give the Bengals problems. But I just think if it gets into a bit of a back and forth shootouty type game, you've obviously got the assassin that is Joe Burrow playing for you if you're the Bengals. So I'm gonna I'm gonna take the Bengals here, but I don't feel good about it.
I can see this being a late Bengals field goal to win or something, a walk off there. This got it written all over it. I'm going to differ and take the Jaguares. I like what you were saying about Cohen getting the running game. I mean, look at Travis Etienne. He had 143 yards. It's probably his career high.
It is, yeah,
Um,
it was. I remember
it-
they said that on the coverage last week. Yeah,
Doug Peterson could never seem to unlock that. So that's interesting. If you can actually get him going up to his potential, that could be dangerous there. And then, yeah, you have the Bengals who, like you said, you don't know what they are. So I can't take him to cover 3.5 points at this stage. I think the Jags are going to come in there and be plucky and get this cover.
Okay, another differ.
Hmm.
Sounds good. I don't trust the Jags yet. I need to see more. I need to
Hmm.
see more. But I did like what the offense looked like. So whoa, baby. Whoa, Nelly.
Well, the Ravens are celebrating their 30-year anniversary as a team on this quite hilariously. It falls on the day of the Browns match, which is
Amazing.
yeah,
Amazing.
some good planning there from whoever's doing that.
Yeah. I think it's you, you to go
It's
first.
me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's me. They've got, oh goodness, gifted a nice 11.5 point spread. Well, I mean, I've got to take the Browns in a divisional game to cover 11.5. There was a game last year where the Ravens beat the Browns 28-3, I think, which isn't maybe isn't the best blueprint for my bet. But as you said, the Browns were competitive last week, save for a few chaotic drops in the kicker. They would have easily won that game. So I'm going to take the Browns just to cover 11.5. This is the sort of game the Browns are written off in, and historically they've always come and given a strong performance. And a divisional game, you rarely see these divisional games decided by more than a field goal. So I'm just gonna roll with the Browns. I mean, the Ravens had their own issues last week in prime time. That was just frankly embarrassing for them to let that one go. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think the Browns will cover it.
Yeah, I think the Ravens will come back and win, obviously,
Yeah,
this week. Well, maybe not, but I believe they will win this week.
I think so. Yeah,
I think it's tough to take, as you say, an AFC North team on the road to get blown out by that many points this early in the season. If the Browns were completely depleted or whatever, then late in
yeah,
the season they've already given up, then maybe you'd say yeah. But at the moment, you've got to take the Browns, and yeah, I yeah, I mean, I thought the defense looked good last week, but that this will be a massive test for them. Absolutely
yeah.
massive test. Uh, Bills at Jets. Oh, now this could be fireworks. This could be interesting. This could be really good fun, actually. Um, oh, the spread though. Oh, if it was just 7.5, I'd take the Jets here.
Yeah.
Ah, I'm still going to take the Jets. On gut feel, just because I think they played better than their outcome in week one. I think that
Yeah.
was a bit of a freak game from Aaron Rodgers. I'm not sure he's got too many of those left in the locker, and he unveiled one against his hated Jets nemesis.
Yeah.
And I just think if the Jets just stay calm and stick to the same game plan, I think the Bills will find it incredibly hard to defend Justin Fields in the same way that they did Lamar Jackson. They just haven't got the horses in the linebacking core to. Matt Milano is still somehow playing football for the Bills. Like it's embarrassing now. I'm sure he's a great guy and a good professional because he can't keep getting paid if he wasn't. But
Yeah.
he's just not. He just can't handle these guys in space. So yeah, I think I liked what I saw from Fields. And the Bills play a lot of man coverage as well as the other thing,
Mm.
which that suits Fields down to the ground when he can just see it and throw it. He's not having to anticipate windows in zone coverage. He's a much better player. Um, I thought that's where the Steelers went wrong a little bit. They showed him way too much man coverage. So maybe the
Mm.
Bills will learn from that, but I don't think they will. They tend to play cover one man and just stick in it. So I'm going to take the Jets to either lose narrowly or sneak a surprise, shock the world win here.
Yeah, I think you convinced me actually. There was a quite compelling argument there for the Jets. Nicely done. I'm going to stick with you and go with the Jets on that. Yeah, the Bills, the two articles there about how banged up the Bills defense is. That's interesting. And Chris Collinsworth was lauding the addition of Joey Bosa last week, but
Oh, he
I
was running
haven't
in
seen Jo-
treacle.
I haven't seen Joey Bosa play good football since Ohio State, to be honest, Mike. So,
He he was, oh God, he was so slow. Oh, he's
yeah.
so slow.
Yeah, I can see Fields just absolutely having fun with him, circling on some zone read, some RPOs, and just absolutely reading the hell out of Bosa there,
Yeah.
and making mincemeat out of him on those plays. So, yeah, I agree. I think it's too many points to give the Jets at home. The Bills are lucky they got the win there against the Ravens, but this could be a tougher ask for them, actually, I think.
Yeah, I think this is huge. I think Benford is going to be out, and he's their only like top tier, good quality NFL starting corner. So they're going to be
Mm,
down with the reserves, and Garrett Wilson should eat them alive. You'd think, but
mm.
obviously, what we haven't talked about is how freakish Josh Allen's performance was last week against the Ravens. Is absolutely outstanding. For me,
Yeah,
it's him and Patrick Mahomes, and then there's a big gap to Lamar Jackson, in my opinion. I
yeah.
don't care. I don't care who wins the MVP every year because that's voted for by chumps. It's just that's just an opinion thing. My opinion, Josh Allen is the real deal. He's tough to defend, so they'll give up a lot of points to Allen, but I think they'll score some. So, right, God, that we took a long time over that game, but it's going to be a really good game.
That was, yeah. I'm looking
It,
forward to that.
it's no Giants Cowboys, put it that way. All right, Niners at Saints. Um,
Mac Jones, or I think is starting for the Niners.
yes, he is. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, this is me. So, yeah, like I said last week, Saints are just devoid of anything at the moment. I can't back them on another spread. I got burned last week, so I'm not doing that. I took the Niners last week, and they proved me right, pulling off a road win. I think the Niners are just they're committed to the McCaffrey run game a lot more this year, it seems, and they have guys on the outside sneakily who can are playing some good football. Ricky Pearsall seems to be coming into his own a bit in the NFL, which is good. And I do think the Niners just have a little bit too much of a desire and a will here. They'll just grind the Saints down to zap all the energy out of that building and just get quite a professional road win here, I think. I don't really have any qualms about this one.
yeah. Um, Wow, how was the rattlesnake last week? He was all right, wasn't he? I think he was okay, but
Yeah.
Jawan Johnson, yeah. I don't know. I agree. Look, it just really hurts me a little bit physically to say a team that loses Brock Purdy, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Debo Samuel to a trade, they're going to be the same offense that can put up numbers. But the thing is, they won't have to against the Saints. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Christ, I'd take under 40.5 there. I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
this is, I think this is a 13-10 game all day. And I think you're
Yeah.
right. I think the Niners defense could come alive here with
Mm.
the Jets head coach has gone back there to run the
Oh,
defense. Salah.
Salah. Yeah.
I can just see Salah and Shanahan like high-fiving at the end when they've pulled off an unlikely 3-point win in the Superdome
Yeah.
to just bury us on the spread. Are we making this 3.5, or what are we doing? Because this is a round number here on this spread.
Well, I mean, if we were going to take the Niners, you'd push it down to -2.5. But if you wanted to take the Saints, you give Saints 3.5. It's really, I'm going to say Niners -2.5,
Yeah,
just so
okay.
we can reasonable. Yeah,
Yeah, so we're right or wrong either way, and we don't have to worry about
a
washing
wash.
our
Yeah.
face. Yeah. Yeah, so I was on Niners too. Yeah, did you get that? I was went on a bit of a rant, so I didn't know if that was clear or not. um, how much time have we got left? 15 minutes. We're doing okay. So um, Rams at the Titans. Really
All
hard,
right.
really hard one because I'm currently in the middle of watching Cam Ward play in all 22, and he didn't start badly. I'm see how the rest of it goes, but I get the feeling it probably all goes off the rails when he was having to force the ball down the field.
Yeah.
Um, but they do look light on talent, and the Rams aren't going to be explosive on offense. That sort of, I think that era is over for the Rams. I think they're going to lean very heavily on Williams in the running game, and then they'll just have Matt Stafford just manage it with that veteran nous, a bit like Brady did towards the end,
Yeah.
and just sort of keep them in games and get them over the hump in games that they maybe would otherwise have lost with a less experienced player at quarterback. So does that mean they come into Tennessee and thump them by touchdown? Yeah, go on, fuck it. The Titans are awful. So yeah, I'll take the Rams.
I'm going to differ here. I'm going to take the Titans to get a renegade cover. That Denver defense is one of the best in the league, so I wouldn't read too much into the Titans' woes last week until we see them against maybe competition we expect them to play a bit better against. So I'm going to back them here. 5.5 point home dogs. I like that. The Rams seem like a 500 team to me. I've got that written all over them this year, so wouldn't surprise me to see both these teams get to 1-1 by the end of this. But yeah, I think the Titans will go a bit more Pollard heavy, maybe. They won't be. I mean, they can't get down. Obviously, that was their problem against the Broncos. They got down and they couldn't get back. But I don't think they're going to go down more than a score here in this game. So I'm going to back them to keep it close.
Yeah. I totally hear you. That's not unreasonable at all. I just when you watch the Titans offensive line play in all 22 film, it's tough to imagine they'll get any run game going this season, really, to be honest. But I
Well,
could be wrong.
that was Callahan's calling card before.
I
Was
know.
his offensive line guru?
He got
Go
his
for it
yeah,
again.
he's brought his dad in to coach the offensive line, yeah, and it's I think it's about the horses though. They just don't have the
Yeah.
personnel. Speaking of horses, oh, that's perfect. Broncos, Colts. It's horse heavy.
The Broncos riding into the dome here in Indianapolis.
It's going to be a good old fashioned shootout at the corral between the Broncos and the Colts. This is a fun one. Um, this is actually going to be really interesting because the Daniel Jones experience can it roll on against
Yeah.
Talanoa Hufanga and his defensive mates, as Scott Hansen would say. Um, yeah, I'm going to take the Broncos here. I think the Colts are flattering to deceive. I think that Dolphins team didn't look prepared, didn't look conditioned, didn't look happy, and the Colts just ran all over them. And they won't run like that against the Broncos, so they're going to have to throw it. And the Colts have still not shown me when they need to throw it, they can throw it. So this week is their first chance to show us that. And until I see it, I'm going to back their opposition if they've got a good defense, which is, I mean,
Yeah.
long way of saying I'm taking the Broncos.
No, that makes sense. I'm just having a look at the what the line is because I had the line at -1. Oh, it's differing all over the place here. It opened at -3.5 and it's down to -1 in some places now.
This is
Um,
Betfair this year on the Athletic. They're using Betfair.
yeah, it seems to be 1.5 is the consensus actually at the
Okay,
moment. So
well
let's
we'll
go
take
1. Yeah.
1.5.
But
Well,
like I said, it opened at -3.5. So a lot of people are taking the Colts, obviously. If it came down to that, but I'm agreeing. I'm going to take the Broncos at 1.5 with you. This is going to be bad. Daniel Jones going up against. I just said they're one of the best defenses in the league. This is the sort of game where the Broncos can put them to bed quite comfortably. I think this Broncos outfit will struggle against better opponents such as the Chiefs and Chargers in the future, but nah, this is a game they'll roll quite comfortably. Maybe the comfiest cover of the week here. I'm surprised. Oh, it did started out a bit more, 3.5, but obviously people liked what they saw from the Colts last week, so the money's coming in on the Colts.
yeah. That's just I just think it's complete overreaction from week one. I've
Yeah.
watched enough NFL football now to know I'm just about getting into like the veteran NFL watching sort of category. And this happens every year. People get giddy
Yeah,
after 1 week, and it's just like calm down.
yeah, 100%. Well, speaking of, the Cardinals once again are made a touchdown favorite. Oof.
Yeah,
I've got to pick this one. This
yeah.
is I don't know. The Panthers look
Look
dreadful.
out! Look out! The Panthers are pissed off. Look out!
Oh
The
dear.
NFL is on notice. The Panthers are pissed off. I'm
The Panthers
trembling.
and their four fans are pissed off. Good Lord, Bryce Young looked terrible. He just looks terrible again. Oh, I've got to take the Cardinals here, -6.5. I don't feel great, but I've got to
No.
take them. The Cardinals are quite a just a very sound football outfit these days. Like we said, they've constructed their roster very well. They seem to be able to just get these wins quite comfortably. Certainly, we've seen an improvement of them last year, and then that was a handling of the Saints last week. So yeah, I'm surprised they're not more favorites, to be honest. They're not bigger favorites. Maybe it's because it's a home game for the Panthers, but I'm going to take the Cardinals. You just need a touchdown to win. And I think
I think
they're going to have too much.
it's at Cardinals, isn't it?
Oh, sorry. Yes, my
Yeah.
mistake.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, that's even more of a reason. I thought they would be 7.5, 8.5, but yeah, 6.5 sounds good to me. Cardinals.
Yeah, come on, Tom. Glendale, Arizona. Yeah, goodness. You can get a ticket for 26 US dollars from StubHub. Um,
Oh,
do you think
that's
they're
nice.
struggling to sell them? Um, yeah, Kyler apparently was ill last week. So
Oh,
he appeared on the injury report as suffering with illness. So he still hit a nice bomb to Marvin. Looked like they got Marvin going early this year, which is good.
yeah.
He had his. I'm hoping he had his sluggish rookie year last year. I got my Buckeyes cap on here, but I want to see Marvin become an NFL because and if I was wrong about Marvin Harrison being a good NFL receiver, I'd just be very upsetting because I was so sure he was going to be a superstar, and it just didn't really quite happen last year. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm taking the Cards as well. By the way, I agreed with everything you said, so I didn't feel like it needed any more preamble than that.
No.
All right, the big one, we square
Oh,
off.
the Jinx Matthews Bowl. Yeah.
Oh, it's my honor as well.
Yeah. Yeah, have at it, horse.
Um, this will be interesting because when the so the Mahomes will be interested in any of his receivers versus Jackson on the at CB2 for the
Ooh.
Eagles.
Yeah.
That's just a mismatch, and I think he's a bit of a sieve. The good thing for the Eagles was when they stopped moving Mitchell around to shadow George Pickens and then play double coverage on CD, we actually looked better. That's more
Yeah.
what we did last season is just stay on the same side. And I don't think I saw enough from the Chiefs' offensive line in week one to suggest we can't cause similar havoc up front
Yeah.
for you guys again. I know it's you'd say this is sacrilege to say used to be sacrilege to say people come into Arrowhead and win, and that would put the Chiefs at 0-2. Although I don't think they'd panic at 0-2.
No.
I am going to take the Birds though. I actually just feel like Jalen Hurts plays some of his best football against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Spags has struggled with him in all the games that we've played against you. Um, and I just, you've got nobody healthy on the outside. Worthy, Rice. Yeah, I'm just going to take the Eagles here. Go Birds.
Yeah. Traditionally very close games, apart from the blowout in the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Um,
No, I agree. No, I mean, obviously, no one expected that. That was crazy.
Jalen Carter is playing.
Yes.
Bizarrely, his ban in the game served as his suspension, which I didn't quite understand. But he'll be playing, so that'll cause a bit of havoc.
So double him then. I would, I
Yeah,
would, I would
unfortunately.
recommend doubling Jalen Carter. Yeah,
Yeah, so
with that offensive line. Yeah, Creed and oh, who's the guard?
Trey Smith will be
Yeah, I think
assigned to him.
yeah. Well, we'll be playing him the other side. We'll be playing him the other side the whole game. We'll keep him away from Trey Smith. So
Yeah, yeah.
Creed and someone else have got to double him.
Yeah, this is tough. I'm going to take the Chiefs, so I can't back against I mean, it's a bit ridiculous to make them underdogs at Arrowhead. I think the crowd will be fired up for this one. The lack of receiving options do worry me as a Chiefs fan, of course. Did manage to get Pacheco going a bit more. He seems to be rounding in some health, which would be useful because I think his running style does help energize the team when we can get him going. So I'm going to back the Chiefs to cover here. I can't see us going 0-2. Like you said, if we do, maybe not much to panic about, but no, I think there's an element of the revenge game as well in this one. The Chiefs wouldn't want to get embarrassed by the Eagles again, so there'll be an emotional pull to this one to get one over them.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't panic as a Chiefs fan if they lost this game. I mean, it just has the feel of a an 11-6 roster. This Chiefs team, it's not you're not going to go 15-2 this year. You're just not.
Yeah. Mm.
But if you can get in the playoffs with your experience, that's where they're going to come alive. So there's
Yeah.
absolutely no reason to panic in Kansas City at all. Um, and you'll be getting all your receivers back healthy later in the year as well.
Yeah.
Uh, right, Falcons at Vikings. Your honor. We have
I think
3 minutes. We're gonna have to boogie through these last ones. We've rather enjoyed ourselves today.
okay, I'm going to take the Falcons to cover a field goal here. It's quite a nice looking spread that won the 3.5. I just think they'll pick themselves up off the canvas a bit after last week. And the Vikings, both these teams feel like one-on-one teams for me, so I'll take the Falcons.
No, I'm going to take the Vikings here. Not because I think JJ McCarthy is going to come out and deal it all over the field. I just think Flores versus Penix is a lot for Michael Penix in this game. I think he might struggle. Drake London's injured as well, so yeah, I'm gonna take the Vikings here
Okay.
at home. Raucous atmosphere, first home game of the year.
Yeah,
Fancy,
yeah, it will be
yeah,
tough.
fancy it. Um, Oh goodness. I think when they made this schedule, they'd hoped that the Buccaneers and the Texans had looked a bit better in week one, but both of them looked fairly moribund on offense.
It
Uh,
did.
although Mayfield got it going late.
Yeah,
It's me first, isn't it?
yeah.
Oh, I better be quick here. I'm gonna take the Bucks, you know. I'm gonna take the Bucks. I think the Bucks have a defensive line that's going to cause this really poor Texans offensive line a massive issue, and the game's one in the trenches. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Bucks.
I want to take the Texans here in a home game
Oh,
to get to a 500.
differs
I just
everywhere.
yeah, no, I just fancy him to get it done against them. But the Bucks really didn't impress me much last week. Losing Liam Cohen is big for them. And I think that's going to show at points during this year. An away game at Houston at prime time is an example of that. Maybe some Mayfield interception chaos in that one.
Fair enough. And a quick word with 1 minute left on Chargers at Raiders. You
Well,
first.
I had 3.5 on this one, so I think I was going to be quite happy, sorry, to take the Raiders at 3.5. I don't know how you could have watched week one and make the Raiders a that big an underdog at home. It's a bit rich for me in a divisional, so I'm going to take the Raiders to cover in a low scorer here. Have a look at the under on that one.
I was undecided on this one, and you've really convinced me. And I think it's fun if we are both on the same side for Monday Night Football, and I can watch it when I get up in the morning, and I'll let you know what I think. So yeah, I'm going to take the Raiders as well. Love Gino being back on a competent football team. Offense, sorry, the Seahawks were good on defense last year, but and
Yeah.
yeah, and your boy